Gotta do the daily Blue Protocol stream. Yeah, oh, actually, there. What's going on? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was crazy. The single player horror game, I was gonna just only do that for like an hour or so. It just turned out almost being 2 hours. And I replayed that same stage 3 times. The only good thing is we got like technically different endings each of the 3 times, so. So in a sense, at least we were doing something different. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. I hope it's not like you have to get like DLC to do the other ones. I didn't look too far into the game, but at least for right now, it became the horror game. I thought it was be more horror related. It was very much a cleaning simulator. So yeah, that was. It's definitely like a game that I have never that type of thing I never played. But now at least I know like was if I see certain weird objects in a a house, I ain't fucking with it. That's what the game, the Indonesian horror game taught me. It's like, yeah, there's certain things, and if you see something in the house, and you're selling it, don't be fucking with it. So that's what I learned. Yeah, and a lot of the things were, it wasn't like when like straightforward, like, oh yeah, this is bad to be messing with. It's more like it was like very subtle, like, oh yeah, it's garlic. Don't be messing with garlic. Don't be staring at paintings too long and things like that. And 100% there was like a scene, or maybe there was more scary things, but me being the was it the autistic Resident Evil player. I was so focused on like looking at different objects and like turning them around and all that kind of stuff that I never like when maybe the jump scares I didn't see it. But looking at that one entity that like how it came in, I don't think that there was anything like too big of a jump scare. Because I think even when I was making all the wrong decisions, I think there was a jump scare of the entity sitting on a rocking chair. I don't think I even saw it the second time because I don't think I pissed it off enough to do it. Then I completely forgot about the skip dialogue button. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, oh my god, this game still hasn't figured out the whole like if you try to like right after a cutscene, if you try to dash forward, it makes you dash to either your left or your right instead of just going forward. Yeah. Also, on a side note, I am trying to get the rest of the crew into Final Fantasy 14. Because I think the one thing about Blue Protocol is like, yeah, it's a good entry level, and which was good because it, like I was saying, how this is an entry level MMO RPG. This is how we got Milk interested in doing these kind of MMOs. So now she's like, oh, okay, like a Final Fantasy 14, and I know Burrito's really into it. Weirdly enough, Boxhot and Waffles were in the guild a long time ago. And this is back when we were still in the military and all that stuff. But yeah, we were all in it a long time ago, but because of our crazy schedule, we couldn't like really like keep up with it. In a sense of like, Waffles is a World of Warcraft guy, but I know he likes story a lot, so I'm pretty sure he'll appreciate the story of Final Fantasy 14. Um, Box Hot likes was it healing and stuff, so it's gonna be very dynamic. I wouldn't say call it dynamic healing, but there'll be higher stakes if he does harder content. And he could jump into that harder content pretty quick. Uh, let's see. I know Milk is still kind of like new to the MMO kind of world, but she was playing this game as a archer, so she likes like little pet creatures and using a bow and stuff. I think she's just being a DPS because a lot of people, I think, let them play as a DPS for a while, let them get used to the game, then they could kind of branch into like healing or tanking. I wouldn't recommend doing that right off the rip. I think one of the like those kind of like no, unless the person's played another MMO before. I think if you say, "Oh, I never played an MMO," right? I don't know what I'm. And the person's like, "Okay, I never played an MMO. I don't know what I'm doing in an MMO." Then let them start off as a DPS. I think that'd be the safest option. And I know this is probably hard to hear for people who play Final Fantasy 14, but if the person you try to get into the game says, "Oh, I want to skip all the story," right? Let them skip it. I know it's like a thing where like Final Fantasy 14 players are like, "Watch the story." Like, nah, let them skip it because if they get into the game, right, then they could always go back and do the story, kind of like look at the story and stuff like that, right? Let them play however they want in the beginning, right? But also keep an eye on them because I didn't do that for Laguna, and no one taught him about certain like mechanics and whatnot, so he thought the game was like pretty boring until like, I'm like, dude, you didn't what's it like unlock a full section of the game, like or the abilities and stuff. It didn't help during that time because during that time I didn't play besides my I think was I samurai still then? But whatever, either that or ninja. I think I started off as a ninja, then went into samurai. But I didn't know about the other classes and what they could do and what kind of abilities they had. So I didn't know that he didn't really unlock his like essentially second job class because uh, at one point we were just telling everyone just go to the deep dungeon for you to just power level yourself, and that was not a good idea. Yeah, do not do that because if you do that, then oh Lord, I hate when my character jumps like that. Okay, there we go. Oh no, that got fast. Oh no, I haven't got a lot. That is not good. Needs help. Okay. Well, they came in at the right time, so that helped, actually. Hopefully this is the last wave. It was. Yeah, see, this time I didn't even... our drop rate was bad, so it didn't get a lot of the drops of the different, things. Different things. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of drops of the different, summons. Oh, and okay, yeah. Going back to my original tangent before the surprise of me not getting a lot of drops for that one commission was the fact that like I think if you're starting in any MMO, unless it's like an action MMO kind of game, right? I would recommend just like getting the whoever you're want to like get into the game, getting them into a DPS role, preferably ranged. I think ranged DPS is probably like the easiest to like for people who maybe not like who never were like really into kind of like those kind of games and stuff to get into. Even one like was it like game like Diablo kind of games, right? I'm not sure what the genre of that is called anymore, but with that, getting it into that game as a kind of a ranged person, so they're not always like bomb unless they're like, oh, you know, I want to be able to slash things. There's like two types. Either you have that type of player who like never played those kind of games, but it's like, oh, I want to slash things. No, close range DPS. And the person's like, oh, I don't know how to play anything, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to like no be a burden. Range DPS. If you do that, generally you're pretty safe. Oh yeah, yesterday because of the lag, the thing like poked me at the very end of my person's little. He doesn't have a tell. Yeah, and that's how I got poked at the end. It was a shameful display. And now there's also a new ranged DPS coming out, so I'm thinking, maybe Milk might like that one. 'Cause I think it has something to do with a bird in it, so the fact that it summons like a pet, I think she might like that one. For me, I mean, Burrito wants to play every tank, so like whichever one he feels like is his number one, then so I could always like switch to the other one, depending on if we have enough healers and if like how much of the crew come back my original guild. Because right now I'm keeping the guild alive because if I didn't log in for a month, the guild house will disappear. And I know we worked hard for that guild house. I was like, I said I will keep the guild house alive. It's a big guild house. Yeah, so I'm trying to get everyone to start a tennis server, even though I know they have an account on it. Because at one point, like, a lot of people were playing. So that's why I was like, or pretty much people I used to work with, right, on the, what's it, in the military, a lot of them were playing. Uh, at one point, they purged a lot of people because they haven't logged in for like, what, 800 days or something like that. Did I get rid of? I might have got rid of someone who's like 1,000 days or something. But I think now there's a lot of people in our guild that has a logged in for a long time. Like, and there's some people that left. They were, I think that was back when our guild leader was doing more like savage content. So he was like, he's part of the static and all that. You know what? Actually, I need to go and take a look. Yeah, back when my sister was also like part of a static or part of that static, she was too good at me for me. She was too good at the game. I was never that good at the game. Let's see. Live skills there. Yeah, I could say for a fact I was never that great. Okay, there. But it did was it have like good DPS numbers like off and on. Like it's probably because I just like at back or when I started actually looking at DPS numbers and stuff, right? And it's bad because back when I used to actually like do savage raiding and extreme trials and all that a lot more often, the people on there never really like because you can see your numbers on like FF logs, but that's only if someone takes the numbers and like no inputs the numbers, like they're on it, so it inputs the numbers in it. But if no one in your group is doing that, like when you're plugging it, then you'll never see those numbers, which was me a lot. Where like sometimes I'm like, oh, I did like I used to do some of the other content. It was like, hey, no one put Oh, but that's probably because no one, the people who I was plugging the thing with, was just a bunch of randoms. They never put any of the numbers in there. So probably that was why. There's a few raids where I was like, oh man, my numbers are great. But then I know people would be like, so why don't you put the numbers in? Because I don't really care. I was like, as long as the thing dies, I don't care if I like have low DPS numbers. If we clear, we clear. So long as you do enough DPS and not to have the boss enrage, you know, I think we're fine. That is my take on like hard content of that. But right now, I mean, there's so much content. That's why I was like trying to get Milk into it, because there's like so much content that she has that I don't think she'll get bored of it, because it's just so much. You have like what 10 plus years almost of content. So it's not like this game, where this game is still in its infancy. So like there's like you kind of like run out of things to do. That game, especially if you go down the route of fashion, oof, so much to do in Final Fantasy 14. Got so much fashion, and now with the fashion's even going to be even better. Oof. Like for a fashion person, which I'm not sure like how much into fashion Milk is, but I'm pretty sure she'll like be able to find like cool costumes and whatnot. Cool glamours, I should say. Oh. Yeah, and I know she also likes building and crafting stuff, so like right now, since my sister hasn't logged in for a long time, she's gonna be doing some other work and all that stuff, so Milk will have pretty much like, if you're willing to renovate how the guild house looked, I'm like, hey, it's your turn. And hopefully they do some new stuff. Like maybe there's at least there seems to be hints at Yoshi P thinking about doing instanced housing. And if that happens, I think a lot of people will be very happy. If we're instant housing, like so many people would be super happy about it. Okay, let's go this way. Okay, yeah, instant housing and guild housing and all that stuff, I think will probably alleviate the irritation a lot of people have in Final Fantasy 14. So once you do that, I think a lot of people who are like pissed at that game or whatever will probably be like, you know what, I'm good now. I'm happy. Because like think of it, you have a big guild and you don't have a guild house. I know that probably sucks. Our guild used to be pretty big. It became kind of small now, but like we have a big guild house. And the story behind it is pretty funny. Once we, like, I'll tell you like more in depth if Bam himself doesn't tell the story. Because the story is pretty funny, like how we got the guild house and like all that. So I'll let him tell the story eventually. I think I kind of like tell you like the synopsis of the story, but as later on, you'll probably from him hear the full story of how we got the guild house. So that there was back when we had members of the guild like destroying the market. We did they did that. I didn't do it. I'm just to let you guys know. I wasn't a psycho like that. was, I believe it was like our guild leader, one of the other members, and my sister were all like underselling or whatever each other, and like just messing up the whole guild or the market boards. I was like, you guys are, what, you guys think you're Wolf of Wall Street or something? Like, what the hell? And now, I mean, I think that's back when they're like my sister. She had a lot of her crafters like pretty maxed out. And funny now is now a lot of my crafters are maxed out. So I think that's pretty funny. It's like it kind of turned. Now it's me. What? Someone's actually killing that thing? That is. I was gonna say news to me, but no, that's not the word I'm looking for. Shocking? Maybe that. Yeah, so in the weekends, I will maybe once again start to try doing the single player horror. Oh, hold on a second. Oh. Might have hurt myself. Okay. Yeah, only reason why we're doing this, even though it's on time up to usually when I do this, only reason why to me it feels like it's a little bit later is because 2 hours of the other game, even though it didn't feel like it was 2 hours. Yeah, the horror game that essentially became a cleaning simulator. So if you want to, anyone who wants to look at that later on. No, they're starting to spawn in pretty quick. Was someone chasing me? How? Literally no one chasing me. This game sometimes I think the next area they need to either like make it like a big landscape like this one. Yeah, hopefully that's what they do for the anniversary. Because right now we are at what, day 298, I believe, since the game been out. If you look at the stream title, right, you'll know exactly how many days it has been since the game has released. Since I played on day 1, though I did skip a lot of the story at day 1 story. Even though I think the season 0 and season 1 story was actually like cooler than this new season. The new season like 3 / is going to be probably season 4. Hopefully they change it in season 4, but like man, season 2 and season 3 story has been kind of weak pretty soon, or for me personally. No, let's see. Oh yeah, I didn't get anything new. Unless... No. Never mind. I had some hope. Okay, let's just take a look to see if we can find any boxes or treasure boxes that we might have missed in the opening areas. Because we still got like about 6 minutes. 6 minutes of yapping. But yeah, what other stuff? And oh yeah, I think Milk was trying to. I think she was like getting a game to be able to like stream it later on. I'm not sure what came of that, I think she was looking at it, so I'm not sure if she's gonna like fully stream it or not, or if she's gonna do the recording thing, depending on. I mean, that's what I do for. Oh no. Hmm. Okay, we're gonna go to town then. But yeah, that's what I do for so Arknight's Enfield. I like to just because it has a lot. This is very story driven, so to not talk over the characters, which I did on episode where the first stream of. As I streamed it, I think I streamed it. Yeah, I think I might have streamed it the first time, but the other subsequent ones has been videos. And all the subsequent videos of Arknights has just been like, no, I've been silent as I play it. Because I'm playing it regardless of if I stream it or record it or not. I was going to play it anyway. So I'm like, you know what? At this point, right, just make it into a version of me just playing it silently, and then people could just like listen to the story and focus on that and watch me play the game very poorly. There's no boxes inside there, right? Yeah. So yeah, I play that game. I mean, it's not like I'll play super bad, but you know, I kind of brute force. Like, looking how I play, you probably like, oh man, he brute forces a lot. I mean, I think I did it in a lot of puzzle games too. I brute force puzzle games, like any kind of game with like, for example, Silent Hill. I brute forced it. One, speaking of Silent Hill, because Townfall is coming out soon. I believe that I'm not sure exactly if they have a release date, but I know someone played like an hour or 30 minutes of it, 30 minutes or an hour of it, and they say it was pretty good. It's like all first person, and I think September is when a lot of games are going to be coming out because they're all trying to like come out before November, which is when the sales of course, GTA is going to come out. So that's why everyone try to get out ahead of that. So you'll see a lot of game like drop, or a lot of games drop prior to that. Onimusha, the Way of the Sword is coming out during that time, and a friend of mine is actually getting me the physical copy of it. He's like a collector's edition, so I'm pretty stoked about that. This man has a lot of connections in the gaming industry, and I'm like, if he wasn't a good person, he could do so much with that, and like, you know, just like streaming and just anything, right? He could do so much with it, but he just does not because he's not a evil person. He's just a great dude. Like, he's always been like that though. He's always been just a good person. Like, sometimes that's how I gauge on how like messed up I am. Like, okay, he wouldn't do this kind of evil thing, so yeah, I should probably just kind of chill a little bit and not go full crazy person mode. Yeah, he's one of my friends, one of my few friends that are actually a good person. Like, so much so that he actually goes around helping people and just being just very wholesome. He's a person, like a kind of person that like so chill that you go to like a boring amusement park with him, and he'll make it fun. Because he's like a good like entertainer as well. So like, if he hosts a party, you know the party's gonna be good. Like, no one's gonna be like, oh man, I feel like I'm left out. He's like a great host. Unlike me, like that's hence the reason why I don't like hosting parties and whatnot. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I can't keep my eyes on everyone. The only thing I could do if I'm hosting a party is like, I know no one's gonna be getting hurt during my watch. Like, I was like, okay, make sure I know generally where everyone's at. That's the only thing that it's like, but you're like, hey, that's not like having a party though. That's almost like you're watching a bunch of kids. Yeah, that's how it kind of turns out. If I'm the host, like it just end up me taking care of a bunch of drunken people. I've done that many times. I've done it so often that at one point, when I went this one bar, they would like keep the people who were like drinking there, and it's like, hey, oh, so which one did he come to pick up? I was like, I came to pick up my idiots. Not to say that I didn't do anything dumb like that. I mean, I never really got fucked up in a bar where like they had to come and take me usually we left together, drunk as hell. Of course, Navy. That's what people in the Navy do. Is it? Yeah, but for a thrifty person, you'd be like, this wastes so much money. It does. It sure does. Okay, and with this, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Definitely check out the horror game that we did earlier today. It's not what you would expect. When you think about horror game, you think, oh, very scary. It wasn't really bad. So, at least if you're like, okay, I don't like too much scary stuff. That Indonesian folklore horror game was not bad. And with that, everyone, hope you guys have a good one. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. For those of in the American time zone, I'll say correct time zone. The American time zone. I know some people it's already like Monday, but with that, right? Hope you guys have a good one. You stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.